And welcome everybody to I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company. We are currently live. Guys, we are live in front of Fatty Beer. Sabres just won a crucial, I can't understand enough, crucial game 4 versus Montreal to bring this back to Buffalo. Bring it back to Buffalo for game 5, tied up 2 games apiece. I'm here with my buddy Rob Lampka, intern Rob, one of your favorite co-hosts.
Hey now.
And we're here live at the Fatty Beer in Lancaster celebrating what is a huge win by the Sabres. I got Connor Hurls pouring out a beer saber. Why not? Hurls, are you going to chug that right now?
Yes.
Yes. I love it. So we're going to break down this game from start to finish. But first and foremost, I want to say shout out to Fatty Beer, Western New York's finest selection of I almost mixed up my ad reads there.
Hey,
I've been saying this ad read forever.
I'll chug this beer saber by the end of the ad read.
All right. Shout out to Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's finest tap room in all of Western New York, 7 different Western New York locations. Unbelievable vibes here tonight. Unbelievable atmosphere. So many people showed up, and a lot of people stayed, even though it rained out here. So shout out to the Village of Lancaster for putting on an incredible event once again. Rain or shine, it was a great time. And Hurls is officially done with his, with his beer saber. Hurls, your initial reaction of Game 4, the Sabres' performance, and honestly, I just want to point out, Costa Helenius out there with less than 3 minutes left in the game tonight. Huge.
To Boring Byram, I thought that was pretty good, actually. I thought that was a pretty good chug. So if you can do better, send me a video. How about that? Secondly, I think 3 of the best players, or actually 2 of the best players on the ice tonight didn't play for the Sabres last game.
I got you.
And that was Consta Helenius and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I think a lot of people were genuinely concerned about UPL heading into this game in this environment. And I think he proved a lot of people wrong tonight. I think he played one of the best games he's played. I've seen him play in a really long time. And he showed kind of what I talked about the other night, that his athleticism and the way that he reads the game, and when he's at his best, he can make the cross-crease saves that a lot of goalies can't. I honestly believe he made the saves on the high danger chances tonight that the team needed to win the game. And I believe it was a really good move by Lindy. Not saying Alex Lyon wouldn't have made those saves, but I think Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was the goalie to win them the game tonight. And as crazy as it was with all of the reviews and everything else, I believe he was one of the main reasons they won the game. And I think he should get full credit from even his doubters going in.
I could agree with you more. Steve, your thoughts?
No, I just want to say, to pick up on the lineup, I read a lot of tweets and heard people on the radio today, and I was really surprised how few people are giving Lindy Ruff the benefit of the doubt. There's nobody in the world I trust more, especially today, than Lindy Ruff and his decisions, not only to put Helenius in, not only to start UPL, but to keep Timmins in. A lot of people wanted Timmins out, and he had some massive blocks today. I just thought I want to give, in my opening statement here, just all the credit to Lindy, who I thought showed his genius, showed what a great coach he is. And I hope this win sort of calms people down a little bit. I think after this long drought for the Sabres and the way that the city has been so Bills heavy, I think a lot of the fans, especially the newer ones, are used to one and done playoffs. And when we lose these games, there's so much panic. But I thought the team today came out and they put their pants on and they showed the balls they had. And after that first period, when it felt like it was the world versus the Sabres, they dug in, full commitment from the whole team on blocking shots all night. UPL played its best hockey those last 2 periods that we've seen in a while. And they just found a way in the most hostile of environments to get the biggest win of the year. And they just really rewarded their coach tonight for the decisions he made and hopefully really calm the city down. Remember, The Florida Panthers won the last 2 Stanley Cups. They lost 13 games between those playoffs. This is what the NHL playoffs are. You're going to lose games. You might fall behind 3-1 like they did to Toronto. But if you want to be champions, if you want to win the hardest trophy in the league to win, you need to go down 2-1, go into the most hostile hockey environment in the world, have everything strange happen to you in the first period, end up down 2-1, and still find a way to win 3-2. That is balls hockey. That is balls right there. And I said before the game, we might win tonight, we might lose tonight, but I know one thing for sure. Come game 5, I'm going to believe in this team. And until they have 4 losses in a round, I'm going to believe in this team because they've shown me all year that it's never over, whether it's coming back from 2 goals like in Boston or coming down from a 2-1 series to tie it tonight. There's just something about these guys, and I'm never quitting on them. So my overall message, Lindy Ruff, you're on the Sabres Mount Rushmore already, but you're a fucking hero, and another masterclass by you tonight. I hope the fan base calms down a little bit, and let's just enjoy this. Just have fun. Remember how long it's been since we didn't have this. And we got a standard that has been set for us, Sabres fans. The Montreal Canadiens and their fans, the Bell Center, they just showed the world what a hockey atmosphere is, what a playoff game in a building is. And we need to find that level in a couple days on Thursday, and we're capable of it. So I'm super pumped. Great win. And again, Lindy Ruff, anything you want to do, man, whatever you say, I'm in on.
100%. I agree with Steve wholeheartedly, man. And I'll kick it over to you real quick, Connor. Lindy should get a lot of credit for tonight's win, man. The lineup changes he made, not like panicking, and a lot of people wanted Metza in there, but he went with the experience and Luke Shen. It paid off. Contra, as I said at the top of the show, being out there with 3 minutes left, I think that's a pretty good indicator he's staying in this lineup. I don't know what you think, Hurls.
Real quick shout out to Buffalo Big Back 716. No headband for me tonight. I can't go 2 headbands in a row if we lost last game, so that was the reason I switched. Shout out to Just Dishing. I went with the lid tonight. Luke Shen, guess if you guys can answer this for me. If you had to guess how many minutes Luke Shen played tonight.
7
minutes.
How many?
I was gonna say 6. Yeah,
he played 7 minutes. He
on the dot.
7 minutes. It was 7:04.
7:04, pretty close though.
I'm not sure the reason of why he put him in if he was only going to play 7 minutes. Maybe it's because he trusts those top 5 guys so much, but that's what he did, and I guess you got to give him credit for it. Quick shout out to one of our commenters that said the block shots tonight were 27-6 in favor of the Sabres. Quick rundown of the Sabres defenseman block shots. Matthias Samuelsson had 6. Connor Timmins had 5. Rasmus Dahlin had 4. Alex Tuck had 3. And then a bunch of other guys had 2. This is playoff hockey from the Sabres tonight, and they completely sold out to get the win. I was screaming all night to get pressure on the puck, and they absolutely did that in the third period. I think they played the way that they wanted to play for the most part. I think they, as we were as fans, a little bit rattled by the goalie interference call, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Garbage. Oh my God, garbage.
The Sabres were the better team tonight, and they won the game, and they deserved to win the game, and they won the game because of it. We can get into that in whenever you want to, but I think what should be focused on was the fact that Konsta Helenius, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Hell on Ice, that's a shirt. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Connor Timmins, everybody played their hearts out tonight. And Lindy Ruff should be given credit for the lineup changes that he made. Great points by our guest co-host.
We got somebody who wants to comment here. A patron of Fatty Beer. What's your comment? What's your name?
Hey, my name's Jordan Del Novo.
All right. What do you want to say, Jordan?
Hey, so I just wanted to say, I've been alive for about 20 years. Sabres have been ass, most of them. I'm just so happy to be here and just be so grateful that the Sabres are finally, doing something,
Yeah, giving you a hockey team to be proud of.
Exactly. This is the last jersey I bought. I got
Patrick Collette, everybody.
Coletta on the back. So oh hey Mariana. But no, all I gotta say is go Sabres. We're going for the cup. It's bound to happen, whether it's this year,
Confidence.
whether it's this year, next year. Definitely not the next year because next year's our year. We got the people, we got the guys, we got Benson. Benson's my fucking dog. Tage, you got to step up the game, my dough. But nah, y'all boys. I saw you guys outside of Fatty's, so you guys have a live stream going. Just wanted to say a couple words.
Awesome, dude. I appreciate your name's Jordan.
Yes, sir.
All right, make sure you subscribe. 2 goalies, 1 mic.
Hey, yes, sir. Have a good
Awesome.
one, bro.
Love it.
Hey,
Go
go Sabres!
Sabres. We'll bring Steve back in here. Connor, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's cool for the younger generation to experience what we all experienced in 05, 06, and 06, 07. I think it's cool for people to experience all of this in the social media age, right? Like, this is the first time we're following along Sabres games when they're on Twitter, that they're on X, the Everything app. Everything is happening on X. I think it's really cool that a lot of people are experiencing these games in different ways. Even both of us, obviously, we're getting a lot of engagement based upon Sabres wins and Sabres losses. For instance,
we had a lot of Habs fans in the chat the other night.
Like, for instance, last game, like for the past 2 days, I've been fighting with people from Montreal online, and I personally think that's fun. I was doing it tonight regarding the goaltender interference, and I think us to be living in this moment and to be experiencing these emotions and going along with what's happening along the game. Obviously, the playoffs are the playoffs, but tonight was a particularly controversial game. And let's just get into it. The goaltender interference was fucking insane. That was insane.
Dude, the goalie, listen, if the original explanation was Quinn's stick hitting the glove, I'm like, okay,
that wasn't.
Maybe
it wasn't.
But the explanation was Hellenius. What are you talking about?
And when you see the overhead view, Hellenius did not touch the goalie.
Yeah, this has been an issue all season long, by the way, these goalie interference. Goalie interference is
I'll be right back.
Turned into the NHL's version of what is a catch, right? Like, it's been that bad all season. I was not shocked they waived that, not because it was the right call, but because I've seen goals like that where you're watching at home and you're like, there's no way they can waive this. That's not goalie interference. I've been watching hockey 40 years. I've never seen, and then they call it back. So I wasn't shocked. Unfortunate. This is something the league really has to look at in the offseason because, for one, they need to figure out exactly what the standard is and call it the same way every time. We've seen goals with more contact than that stand over the course of the year. So they really need to figure out what the standard is. But I was unfortunately not shocked they waived it because they've made insane goaltender interference decisions all season long. And it's, I think, something definitely they need to talk about in the offseason. And then to go one step further with this, with the refs in general, it seemed like every penalty was either really tic-tacky or completely egregious. Like, there was no in between tonight. It was either someone getting their face whacked off with a stick or that really weak cross-check one on Thompson I thought was bad. There was a tripping one or something. Oh, the roughing one on Zucker I thought was really borderline. So there was some ticky-tack stuff, but then there was the egregious ones. And I will say this, though. When we killed off that 4-minute, I knew we were getting the next power play, and we did, and we won the game on it. So kind of an up and down night with the refs. After the first period, I tweeted Sabres versus the world, and it felt like that a lot tonight, but we got the win. So,
bring in another bar patron, Fatty Beer in Lancaster. What's your name, bud?
Yo, my name's Gavin. All I'm going to say is Zach Benson's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Back Melancen's the GOAT. You can't overlook that. Penalties go either way. Sucks either way. But Sabres are on a fucking wagon. Let's fucking roll, baby.
Sabres on a warpath or a wagon.
Let's go.
And how old are you?
22.
So you don't even remember the last time the Sabres were good. You were like in grade school.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. I'm 38. I was your age the last time the Sabres were good.
I've been a hockey player since the age of 6. I have never, I can't remember the last time Sabres were on this much of a warpath, but they are. Back Malenstein is here to stay. Zach Benson is here to stay. We're on a warpath. Fuck Canada. Let's go, baby.
Hey, no. We like Canada. We like Canada.
We do like Canada. We do like Canada. We do. Yes, we are live. We are
like
live.
Canada. We like Canada, not Quebec.
Yeah, not Quebec right now. We do not like Quebec. Yeah.
Is there a comment you could put on there?
Yeah.
There's
We got a comment.
Bills Mafia 9224 ESPN coverage. Put that up. I want to address this real quick.
I'd
we're
like
gonna
to
find
talk
a
about.
comment.
I'd like to talk about it too.
Yeah, let me start and then you can react because that. Okay, here's what I want to.
Can't hear you.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I will say up front, Sean McDonough is a friend of mine. Okay, so and I've texted him and hopefully he'll text me back before the show ends because I want to see his reaction to the Darlene comment he made. I want to see what he says about that. So hopefully he gets back to me before this ends. But here's what I'm going to say about the coverage. And this happens with baseball every season, right? This is the first round after the end of our local coverage, right? And when you watch a local broadcast with Don and Rob, that is a Buffalo-centric broadcast, okay? And then you get to these big games in the next round, and now you have a national broadcast that's trying to be more even. And then you have a game like Game 2 and Game 3 where it's so one-sided. And then the commentary feels one-sided. Why are they glazing Montreal? Why are they talking? Well, Montreal's the only team with the puck. Montreal is the only team with a scoring chance. Okay, tonight, I didn't get to lock in being outside here in Fatty's as much as I want. I did hear the McDonough thing about Darlene. Like I said, hopefully he addresses that. But let me remind you of this. If ESPN, for some reason, wants the Canadians, they need their license taken away. Yeah. Montreal is in Canada, and they get no rating for the Montreal market. Buffalo is the most powerful local market in the entire National Hockey League in the United States. So just let me ease your concerns. There's no way that ESPN is rooting for the Canadians. I promise you they're not.
Yeah.
They're doing their best. You know, and also there's one last thing, and I'll let you go, Connor, is I heard some comments about how when they scored, it seemed like they were quiet or whatever. Well, remember when we score, all the energy gets sucked out of the building, right? When the Canadians score, Sean McDonough is trying to make a call that can be heard over the crowd. When we score, the crowd goes silent, right? And if he screams the way he does for Montreal, we'd be getting tweets about, what is this guy screaming about? He sounds like a ridiculous version of Gus Johnson or something. So hang in there with them. I promise you they're not being biased. I am upset about that Darlene comment too. Like I said, hopefully we get a response to that. But I do think, and it happens every year in baseball, we're used to that home-cooked broadcast with Don and Razor, and now suddenly we're in a more neutral world, and it's jarring. So those are my thoughts.
Real quick on McDonough. I think McDonough is one of the best play-by-play guys, not only in just hockey, but he does football really well. He's pretty good on baseball. I think the only misstep he had tonight was, I think he was probably influenced by Ray Ferraro a little bit in terms of inserting his subjective belief about Darlene, making it look like he was opening up an old cut. That was a justifiably insane comment. And if you are able to get a response,
I think he was joking.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think he was joking, but I asked him the question. Hopefully he'll write back before we're
and maybe he was, but
comment.
I think his standard as a journalist and as a play-by-play guy, that was really below his standard. And I think
he just wrote back. He said he's not sure what I mean, so let me clarify.
We're gonna get a live reaction from McDonough on Two Goalies, One Mic.
Yeah, this is good.
Hit, right?
Yeah. So when Darlene got high sticked, he said it looked like he was trying to open up an old cut. And I think that went viral. Sean McDonough's not on Twitter, but a lot of people were upset with that for good reason. I think Sean McDonough does a really nice job with the play-by-play. Ray Ferraro called Matthias Samuelsson, Michael Samuelsson earlier in the year 4 separate times during a game. He's clearly not prepared to call the games that he's calling. I think he's a little bit past his prime, to be
They
honest.
can't pronounce Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's name.
Can't.
Which drives me crazy.
Neither can PK Subban, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Messier
and-
too, right?
None of them
Yeah,
can.
and it's embarrassing. But no, McDonough does a good job for the most part. I just think that the broadcast, obviously we're all biased, but it felt very slanted towards the Canadians tonight. It really did. They never addressed why the goaltender interference was called the way that it was called. They never addressed a lot of different types of penalty, even the Dahlin penalty where Gooley stuck his leg out, which he clearly stuck his leg out and fell down. I think Ray Ferraro was really biased towards the Canadians, and he has been since he's been calling these games. So I get it being in that atmosphere and being affected by it, but you got to play to both sides. He knows a lot of Buffalo people are watching. Obviously, we're going to get upset about things because we're rooting for the team, but I think even a lot of NHL fans are commenting that the broadcast was really, really swayed towards the Canadians tonight, and it was really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I will say about what's his name, Dave Jackson. Is that his name? I don't know. The ref guy that they bring in. This is where I will be very critical of them. That guy's useless. If all you're going to do is just agree with the officials every single time, there's no point in having you. You know, this job is one that was started by Mike Pereira about a decade ago on Fox, and Pereira was good at it, and he still is good at it. He still does it. He's willing to be critical. Sometimes these other guys that have done it, they're in a fraternity, you know, of officials, and they're not willing to disagree with them. And this Jackson guy is the most egregious I've heard in a while. I've yet to hear him say, I disagree with that. And he's okay sometimes at explaining some of the rules, but I'll criticize ESPN for this. They go to him too much to clarify rules everybody watching knows. You know, like we don't need anyone to clarify what a hand pass is, you know, for a random example. I don't know if he actually did that, but I'm just saying they go to him too much to explain stuff that doesn't need to be explained. And when they go to him and I want an opinion, he just agrees with everything. So he's useless. That job is useless. I say they scrap it. But okay, I got a pretty long explanation from McDonough here. Let's see what he says. He says, I was 1,000% joking. I should stop with things like humor and sarcasm that require some intelligence to process because there are a lot of morons out there who take that shit seriously. It's why I stay off of social media. And hopefully he's okay with me reading that. I probably should have asked him first. So he's not, hopefully he'll just never find out. But I just thought of that I'm reading his private text message on the internet. I probably should have asked first. But
Hey, how about this? That's a
Yeah.
good response. It is. And
yeah,
I appreciate him saying that because there are things that are taken out of context. It felt like it was serious in the moment, given the way that the commentary of the game was going. It did.
right.
And I think that's why people got upset about it. But hearing that explanation, I think is good. I think that in the emotion of the game and even being in that building, things can get taken out of context. And it's good that you have that contact. And like, yeah, he probably will never find out about this. But for
Hopefully
those
not.
for those that are listening, yeah, I think that's nice to hear, but it doesn't change
Yeah.
my opinion on it. He did say
Let me
it.
tell a
It did
real
sound like
fast
it was serious.
McDonough story. So I'm a jabroni who does a podcast from his spare bedroom in North Tonawanda. Okay, this is a guy who owes me nothing, obviously. And when he was doing Monday Night Football, at that time, ESPN PR would give me the Monday Night Football play-by-play guy once a year. So I think when I started, it was Tirico, and I would get Tirico once a year. And then I think McDonough was after him. And I had McDonough, and we had a really great interview, and actually awful announcing picked up on what he said about, would he say the word Redskins or something like that. And then maybe 4 or 5 months go by, and I reach out back to ESPN PR, and I say, can I get McDonough for whatever? I think he was doing Red Sox games, and it was about to be playoffs maybe, or whatever the case. And they wrote back to me, and they said no. And it must have gotten back to McDonough. And McDonough told ESPN PR that absolutely he'll do it. And in one of the great moments of my life, ESPN PR had to come crawling back to me because McDonough told them he's definitely doing it. So I love McDonough. He's my guy. I'm always going to stick up for him. And I hope that message did get a little context. He was absolutely joking. And I promise you that if we gave these guys truth serum at ESPN and said, who do you want to win this? It's going to be the Sabres, because ESPN cares about one thing, ratings and money. And the Sabres are always going to provide more ratings and money from them than a Montreal market that gives them zero because it's in Canada. So hopefully that provided some context, though, from McDonough.
More great points there from Steve. And it's pretty sick that we just got a live response from McDonough. Don't tell him we read it live on air. Good thing he's not on social media, right?
Yeah. Nobody
got a couple questions for you and Steve. And we'll kick it over here to Rob, who's been handling the comments very, very well. And we're very appreciative of it. Who buys Zach Benson his first legal beer in Buffalo?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Well, maybe would it be Lindy? You think Lindy would do it?
Maybe it's Lindy, but if Zach Benson were to get a legal beer in Buffalo from anybody, would he pick anybody other than Josh Allen? I don't think he would. I don't know.
It's not his. Well, I guess it could be his choice.
Yeah.
Who do you think, Steve? Who buys his first legal
beer? Cornelius Bennett. No, I don't know. I just first random Bill. I did see that the Sabres tweeted that they put one in his locker. So do we have to count them? Although they're not in Buffalo, right?
Sabres admin.
Yeah. Irv Weinstein. Is he still alive?
I have no idea.
No, he's dead. No, he's dead. Can't be him. All right, I'm out of random Buffalo celebrities, but I'm sure whoever does buy it for him, it'll taste great.
The Earl of what was it?
The Earl of Bud?
The Earl of Bud. Earl of Bud. Is he still kicking?
Dead too.
He's dead too. Rob, who do you think?
I'm gonna have to go Doan because Doan assisted on the goal.
Oh yeah, Doan with the primary assist on Benson's goal tonight, the game winner, which was a beautiful goal too, by the way. Beautiful goal. Rob, read me some comments.
Shout out Josh Norris. Shout out Josh Norris on that assist.
We got a Steve Tasker. Josh Norris with an unbelievable pass on that first goal. Seth Appert should buy the first beer.
Oh, here's a question I want to ask you guys about this.
Kevin Adams.
Here's a question for you guys, something we can discuss. So obviously the power play's been much better. It was good tonight. I do have a question though. Why is Tage Thompson, who's by far the worst of our people in the faceoff dot, taking faceoffs on the power play? It feels like every time we get a power play, it starts with a lost faceoff and a clear every time.
So
I was really surprised that Appert or whoever makes that decision is using Tage in that way. Get him on the wall right from the start. That's where you want him. He's like I think the worst. They said on the broadcast, I didn't fact check him. In the playoffs of the qualifying centers, he has the lowest win percentage in the league. I think faceoffs are only a big deal when they're a big deal, right? I think that's a spot. Maybe they're a big deal. I don't know what you guys think about it.
They are a big deal. Real quick, to one of our best commenters, Alex, who says I'm not inclusive to French Canadians. That was just because of a comment a couple days ago where one guy who didn't have proper English and proper grammar. Doesn't mean I'm not inclusive to French Canadians. Just means you should have proper grammar when you're in my comment section. We'll address that really quickly. Second off, yeah, you got to win draws. I think it's really important this time of year, especially in the offensive zone on a power play. I think Josh Norris was able to do that here and there tonight, but who else is going to – I asked Steve this, who else is going to take the draw on that first power play unit? Josh Doan, Zach Benson, Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin. Who's going to take that draw if it's not Tage Thompson?
That's a tough call. It is, man. And you kind of hope that Josh Norris would have been the guy for you coming into the season. It was going to fix all your playoff woes, but apparently not, man. It's been tough to find who that guy was going to be. We are going to have here in a second, if I can bring him up, I'm like to send him in a text, but I think Johnny Lazarus is actually going to pop in here with us real quick because he has some thoughts.
Let's go.
Not
just in the comment section, into the video.
Into the video. I just got to send it to him. I gotta send him. Give me 1 second here. From the Daily Face Off and one of my favorite podcasts.
So Jack Quinn can't win a face-off. Zach Benson isn't I would say, adept at even taking faceoffs. Josh Jones doesn't take many faceoffs. And then Darlene's not going to take a faceoff. So Tage Thompson on that first power play unit is going to take the faceoff. He's just not
That's
good
very
at
true.
He's just not good at
That's very true.
You don't remember me from last time. We're back. The Sabres on a warpath. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's back in the net.
What's your name, buddy? What's your name?
Ben. Ben.
We got Ben here. Make sure you subscribe to Two Goalies One Mic on YouTube, baby. We got Johnny Laz in the backstage area. He's popping in. We got Lazzy. Lazzy, we were just talking about the goalie interference thing a few minutes ago. I just saw that you posted a video. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But your thoughts on that, because you think it's a big gray area.
Yeah, so in the video, I kind of like ran through it. Well, first of all, congrats on the big win, guys. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan, was watching the live show the other night. I know Sabres fans think I hate them. I love you too, guys. So we'll call it that. Leave it there. But yeah, the goal interference, like for me, because the ruling, like let me pull up the ruling. It was all about like the player impairing the goalie's ability to play their position. But Dobesh poke checks Helenius when his feet are outside the blue paint. So Dobesh impairs himself on playing his own position. Like
Completely agree.
If he doesn't poke check outside the blue, there's nothing to interfere with, and then it's Gooley who like falls on top of him, and he's not able to move. So I don't understand like how an offensive player is supposed to drive.
Lazzy, love you.
Who's that? Is that Greg?
Greg, that's Greg Day.
Love you, Greg.
He says he wants to get you a beer and a Maximum Fun Again off tattoo.
Brother.
It's getting closer and closer to happening. But like the ruling they put out was, again, like I'm just trying to find the reading of it. I had it up here before. But you know what I'm saying? Like the offensive player is driving the net. Dobesh pokes outside the blue. Like I don't know what Helen is supposed to do.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
I've got the ruling, and I'll
You
read
have
it
it?
out loud.
Yeah.
So it says the Situation Room initiated a video review to determine whether Jack Quinn's shot entered the Montreal net while it was in the webbing of Jacob Dobesh's glove. Video review determined that the puck completely crossed the goal line. Montreal then initiated whatever. Video review determined Buffalo's Consta Helenius interfered with Jacob Dobesh, impairing his ability to play his position in the crease prior to Jack Quinn's goal. The decision was made in accordance with Rule 69+1, which states, in part, goals should be disallowed only if an attacking player, either by his positioning or by contact, impairs the goalkeeper's ability to move freely within his crease or defend his goal. So real quick, and Johnny, I'll ask you this, because I've got all of Montreal in my mentions saying that Jack Quinn pushing Jacob Dobesh's glove into the net was the reason that goal was disallowed. And as that was happening, because the broadcast didn't mention it, and I think they would have a general, hopefully, view of what was going on, they never mentioned that was the reason. So therefore, I knew from the onset that Jack Quinn's follow-through was not the reason they disallowed that goal. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, no, I didn't think that was the reasoning at all.
Paul Bissonnette released a whole video saying that was the reason.
Yeah, I didn't think so at all. But that was like kind of after the point, right? I mean, there were so many different conversations happening in that little span that I didn't even like see that part of it happen. But with the ruling, like Dobesh was able to play his position freely in the crease until he poke checked outside the crease.
Right.
It was him who initiated it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get why he's being protected here when it was him who initiated the contact. Like, what is Helenius supposed to do?
And also, in my opinion, Helenius didn't really make contact with Jacob Dobesh, even like irregardless, and it's not a word, regardless of Jacob Dobesh, like even poke checking Consta Helenius. When you look at the overhead view of him skating across the crease, Consta Helenius does not make contact with Jacob Dobesh. He doesn't.
Well, he drags the blocker when Dobesh pokes, Helenius kind of goes through the arm of the blocker, and then his like arm kind of extends like that. Like that's what.
But he puts himself in that spot.
But he puts himself in that spot.
And my thing is that like I feel like it happened far enough before the Jack Quinn like rebound attempt that it wouldn't affect Dobish's ability to make that save.
Well, that's where Gooley comes in, right? Gooley is the one who kind of limits Dobish from recovering, which again is not Hellenhuis' fault. So like, it's this weird, right? Like it's this weird gray area. Like Hellenhuis didn't impair Dobish's ability to play the position. Like Dobish
Right.
did that to himself. That's kind of the issue.
If I'm being honest here, like I thought the Canadiens fans had an argument with Jack Quinn more than they did with Hellenhuis. And
I agree with that.
And the NHL did not even mention Jack Quinn.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too.
So the puck crossing the goal line, in my opinion, with the momentum of the rebound shot, I mean, credit to Jacob Dobish for even making that save. It technically wasn't a save. It went in the net, but for making it even a conversation. But I thought it was way closer that Jack Quinn's follow through was the reason that goal went in.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Hey, John, these guys seem to like you, so I'll be nice. Question here. I mentioned that this goaltender interference issue is sort of turning into the NFL's version of what is a catch. You know, I think I could live with these decisions a lot more if it felt like they were more consistent. It feels like I've seen goals this season with more contact that were allowed. And, you know, but I was not surprised when they waived it just because they have this season, if there's been any consistency, it's been that if a player hits the goalie in the blue, they're saying that he's unable to field his position and they're waiving these. So what do you think about maybe the consistency on these and what the league can maybe do to clarify what is and what is goalie interference more so we don't have, you know, a Stanley Cup awarded because Des Bryant dropped the ball or whatever, you know, like where's the,
I mean, I agree. I actually agree, but I also think like this year more than any other year, I think I've had a clear understanding of what will and won't be called. Like if you as an offensive player are in the blue paint and the goalie even remotely touches you and can't play his position, I think it's coming back. I think it's coming back. Like that's why. And I've talked to I become good friends with an NHL video coach. So like I honestly text him during all these calls, and even he was like, tonight that should be a good goal. Like this is a guy who challenges calls for a living.
Also alive. I love that.
I love that. And I think what is so different about this one, like let's say Dobish is at the top of his crease, right, in the blue paint, and there's Tage Thompson screening in front of him, but Tage is outside of the blue. If Dobish goes to like knock down the puck with his blocker and Tage is outside the blue paint, but he hits Tage and the puck goes in, is that goalie interference because Tage's body gets in the way of a blocker? Like that's nobody knows. That's where it's weird. Like if the guy's outside the if a player is outside the blue paint and the goalie touches them, that should be on the goalie.
100%. I think there's a way to make goalie interference in that explanation just more cut and dry. Like to your point, if the contact is made outside the blue paint and it's not initiated like directly by the player, it's a good goal. It's a good goal. Like that situation with the poke check on Dobish tonight. Like if he's outside his paint, like that's a good goal. But if you make contact with him intentionally or you don't do your best to get away, then I understand it being called back. But that situation tonight with Helenius, it's just so like you said, it's such a gray area. Helenius, sorry, Helenius. It's Connor.
No, he corrected people the other day. We need to get it right.
Yeah. I was calling him Helenius, and then it's like Helenius, right? It's Helenius.
No, Helenius.
Whatever. Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
That's your own guy, bro. You gotta get his name right.
Gotta get it right.
You're criticizing ESPN for pronunciation. You're not getting your own guy's name right.
I'm on their ass about
Ukko-Pekka. I'll get it tonight. I'll get it right after tonight. But to your point, Johnny, like it's such a gray area. Like you even said, this video coach said it should have been a goal. The goalie initiated contact. And there was no way. I mean, how is Helenius supposed to avoid that when he's not even the one who initiated?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why it should have been a good goal.
Thank God it didn't like determine the game. Right? Had Buffalo lost by 1, like I'd be outraged.
I mean, I think the hockey gods with that bounce from Tage kind of even the score a little
bit, right? For UPL with that one, right?
Yeah, and that's good. And I think that this is going to happen in the playoffs. It's not the first time we've seen this. Like, I likened it back to that goal in the Ducks Oilers series where some guy on the internet had to like properly position the puck relative to the goal line in like a geometric fashion to determine whether the puck completely crossed the goal line. Like the puck in this situation crossed the goal line. I just think that like the Sabres fans generally have a really bad relationship with the blue crease. If we're talking Brett Hull in 1999, right? Like we've had a lot of experience with this discussion
wide right too.
typically.
You want to bring it wide right too?
Yeah, and it sucks because it always feels like we always have the short end of the stick. And to Johnny's point, had the Sabres lost this game, I think that would have been another chapter in the Buffalo Sports is Cursed book, right? But thankfully, it isn't. And the Sabres won this game, and I think the Sabres were the better team, especially in the first half of this game, and then they held on in the end.
They were so undisciplined. They were so undisciplined the entire game.
I do want to ask you about that. I've got a few penalties that I really have issue with. The first one was Gooley sticking out his leg as he was skating by Rasmus Dahlin. What do you have to think about that?
You're gonna have to like remind me of all of them, honestly.
So that one specifically, it was in the offensive zone. It was on the Sabres had a power play, and Gooley was skating by Dahlin, and he was like trying to get position, and Gooley stuck his leg out, and he fell down, and they called Dahlin for interference. I thought that was bullshit.
I genuinely like don't even remember that play.
And that's fine. There was a couple others. There was one where there
were so many penalties tonight.
The Tage one where he like lightly cross-checked the guy going towards the net and he fell down. I thought that I thought that was soft.
That was soft.
It was soft. It was soft.
That was soft.
There were a few others that.
What was the total penalties tonight?
I'd like to see the final numbers. Either way.
Montreal had 7 power plays.
How many did the Sabres have?
4.
Yeah. So, yes, they need to clean it up a little bit, especially Dahlin. Obviously, he has a reputation of being a little bit feisty. But I think that the refs, in the ultimate object of keeping the game clean and not having as many scrums as they did in game 3 and 2, they were calling everything.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I feel like they kind of have to police it a little bit, right? Like, I have mixed feelings on it. Like, I don't want to see any team getting 7 power plays in a playoff game. Like, that's not the way I ideally watch a playoff hockey game. But like, these series have gotten a little bit out of control. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stuff is there are some things that are penalties. You know, like it's hard to not call it, let it go.
To maybe get off the refs a little bit, what did you think of some of the lineup decisions Lindy made? I kind of started this out just saying, like, there's nobody I trust in the world more. There's a lot of people today. Why isn't it Mesta? Why isn't it Kesserling? Why is he keeping Timmins in?
Yeah.
Should he change the goalie? Ultimately, he played a lot of cards, and almost all of them hit. What do you think about Lindy and his decisions tonight?
I wouldn't have put Metsa in there. Just because, again, like it's a young kid, rookie, probably played what, like 14, 15 NHL regular season games? Something like that.
Probably more like 30, I would say, but
was it close to 30? You know? Was it 30?
So.
Metsa, yeah, he's close to 30.
He played 30.
That's just a guess, though. Just a guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Zach Metsa played. I will get it to you in 1 second.
I thought it was like 15.
He played a bunch, actually.
Yeah, he played it. Felt like a lot. But I'll
find it. But keep going.
Okay, well, I mean, like obviously putting Halanus in for his first playoff game, like what a game he had, right? You know, can't really
similar
knock
to what
decision.
they got from Oslin when Oslin went in.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly,
sort of bump of energy and
Metsa played 43 this year.
He played 43 games. Wow, my bad. I honestly, he's a great kid too. So I apologize for
except for the Quinnipiac stuff, but you can't hold that against him, I guess. All right,
go ahead. I like him a lot.
Plus 16 too.
Great interview. But yeah, my bad for disrespecting him. But again, like it's the same guys that are playing well though, right? Like Benson, another big game. Josh Stone, another big game. Halanus is the surprise tonight. McLeod got bumped down to the 4th line, right? Like I don't think he had like a noisy game by any means, but you know, it's kind of what you've been getting from him lately.
By my eye test, I thought Power was really good, and the analytics did back that up too. I thought he was really strong defensively tonight.
Yeah. I did any D play that poorly? Is there
No, I didn't think so.
one guy
I
you'd
thought
point
it was-
to?
Yeah.
Luke Shen played 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Byram has had a couple careless penalties now. In
I
this
would
series.
say
You know,
Byram
if
got
I'm
the
gonna
double minor, right?
Criticize anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Byram had a rough go. Like at least he's been playing really well. Not one of his better
Yeah.
games tonight. You know, he's been one of the better bright spots for the Sabres all playoff long. That was not one of them tonight. He was probably the only noticeably bad, I guess, quote unquote, bad defenseman tonight.
Right.
Maybe like you noticed the mistakes that he made, right?
Sure.
But other than that, like it's been the same guys playing well. You know, I don't think outside of Hellnews, like I don't think anyone was a surprise tonight. Like even Jack Quinn has had some really good games throughout the playoffs.
Another thing we discussed, John, earlier, get your take on. Bowen Byram, ironically, had a quote after the last game. He said, you know, when you win game one, it feels like you're going to sweep. I think that the broadcast had this. You win game one, you feel like you're going to sweep. You lose game two, you feel like you're losing 5. You lose 2 and 3 the way we did. It really felt bad. And I think there was a lot of people, maybe Bills fans, that are picking up on this Sabres bandwagon, are used to the one and done nature of NFL playoffs. But here we are, we get a ballsy win, and suddenly it's a 2-2 series, and we got a best of 3 now with 2 of the games at home. I don't think you could ask for more the way games 2 and 3 went.
I mean, listen, this is what I've been kind of preaching why I find Sabres fans annoying. Like you don't win the cup after one win and your season's not over after a loss, you know, but that's just like, that's how it feels in the playoffs, right? Every play, every period, every game is so heavy. And I guess just because like you guys haven't been through a playoff run in so many years, you're kind of like re-experiencing everything for the first time, right? Like you guys were all probably like children the last time they were in the playoffs.
A lot of these fans that are
Johnny, to be fair, you're
annoyed
younger
by-
than we are, so
Yeah.
I would say
I'm 30.
I
I'm
was
30.
31 last time we were in the playoffs.
Dwayne's 55 and I'm 34.
Dwayne's 50. You're not 55.
No, I'm 38. I'm 38.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I'm a
holy
few
fuck.
older than you. But like a
Look
lot
at
of
that
these,
haircut. He looks like he's 2000.
yeah, I let the hair down tonight. Johnny, can you see it? I let the hair down.
It is funny though, because like I would say the reaction to these last 2 games amongst the fan base, yeah, there was a lot of panic, right?
You
like,
guys were like the season was over when I was listening to your live
I
show.
mean, at least not me personally, but I do think a lot of people did feel that way. And I think they're not used to it, like given the way the team has played for the past 5 months, right?
Yeah.
This was the best team in the NHL from December 9th until literally a week ago. So I think it was a little shocking to see them get their doors blown off. But as this team has shown us all year, they know how to respond and they know how to get back to their game. And I really do believe they did it tonight.
I think I was the one in your chat the other night saying, no
panic.
Yeah, like this is just how it goes.
We have one of those.
There's a
No,
ton
go
of
ahead, Connor.
talent on this roster, and I think combination of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen inserting Helenius, Connor Timmins obviously with a lot of blocks, Samuelson with the goal and 6 blocks himself. I think that this team showed that they're deeper and they have more grit than we've even given them credit for.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really tremendous accomplishment at this point in the playoffs. Tied 2-2, like they said, we're going back home. Got to win 2 out of 3 at home, and then you win the series.
I think the biggest thing, like with Buffalo, like when teams really lock it down defensively, like where is their scoring going to come from? You know, like you're kind of getting it from Benson right now. You're getting it from some defensemen too.
Right.
I know Tage gets that big bounce. Who had the first Samuelson in the first goal?
How about that?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that
Sammy had
bounce, by the way.
Sammy
Yeah.
had it. Yeah. I mean, Quinn had a goal, but it was taken back.
But like the bottom 6 guys, like I know Greenway scored one earlier in the series, but like I guess Benson and Doan are technically bottom 6, but like they're not, right? Like they're
Still here? Yeah.
I would say Benson's probably been their best forward. Honestly, for most of the playoffs. I him and Doan.
But are
for sure.
those guys
I do-
considered depth scoring or not? Like I wouldn't consider that.
I wouldn't say so because Doan's a 20-goal scorer. Benson's like a 50-point guy. Like, and honestly, he'll be even more so Like, I think he's going to put up even more points in this league, and he will eventually be like a 20-plus point goal guy. Zucker's a guy that needs to start picking things up for sure.
Yeah.
I do want to bring in nephew of my co-host, son of the manager of the Fatty Beer and Lanecast here, GD3, Greg Day Jr. or Greg Day the second. The third. Sorry, the third. It's GD3. Greg, your thoughts on tonight's game, and did you have fun tonight?
Way too many way too many penalties.
I love it.
Also, guess the refs are from Montreal.
Oh, don't tell your uncle that.
This guy here is turning 11 tomorrow.
What a legend.
And something that John was talking about. You know, he's 11. My daughter's turning 10. This is the first time in their lifetimes that this team has been in the playoffs. You know, and I've talked to a lot of people that they didn't know what it's like to walk down Washington towards the arena, like in a jersey and shorts. You know what it's like to see the Sabres play. Now, it's been 40 the whole playoffs, but in theory, it should be like 70, and we should be experiencing this. But yeah, it's a dawn of a new day here, and I think him and my daughter are an example of they're going through this for the first time, and you know it's been really fun. As for the depth scoring thing,
wait, let me say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was 11 years old. I was his age when the Rangers played the Sabres in 07. So that was my first like real taste of the playoffs too. So
7.7 seconds to go.
I can get what he's going through.
Johnny, when did you play for UMass?
2018 to 2020. I wasn't on the team, but I was at the national championship game when it was in Buffalo against Duluth.
Is he done talking?
Yeah, he's done. Go ahead.
What's up, Johnny?
What's up?
Anthony Day here.
Yeah, I'll just give my thoughts on the way out. I'm sure you guys talked about it. Just an absolute theft of a game tonight. I thought that was just like we should be counting our lucky stars that we won that hockey game tonight. But that.
Oh.
I guess it's just you and me, Johnny.
What happened there?
They're at the Fatty Beer watch party in Lancaster. The internet connection might have gone. I'll respond to that real quick from Anthony Day, former teammate of Alex Klein at Yale.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you believe the Sabres stole that game, or who do you believe the better team was tonight?
I mean, I think Montreal had a really strong push late in the game, but I wouldn't say they stole it. They were right there with them for the majority of the game. I would
say the first half, especially, the Sabres had the majority of chances.
Yeah, I think anytime. When did Buffalo score the go-ahead goal? Like early in the third, Benson's goal.
It was about like 12 minutes with left in the third period.
Yeah, so when you're protecting a one goal lead in the third, the other team that's down is going to push. You know,
and 15 straight shot attempts.
Yeah, it's going to feel lopsided, but that's just Buffalo sitting on their heels trying to protect the lead. You know, so I think that's kind of that's a big part of it.
Going back to Buffalo, I don't know how much time you have.
I got 3 more minutes, so that's cool.
Okay, I'll give you this. Going back to Buffalo, I would say this team has been better on the road than they've been at home this season.
Enjoy the game too.
How do you expect the Sabres to play in Game 5 going back to Buffalo?
All right, so the emotions are going to be very, very high, and all the pressure is on Buffalo, right? Because you do not want to go back to the Bell Center down 3-2 with the chance for Montreal to close things out at home. And I actually I'm not saying this just because, I've been considered the Buffalo Sabres hater, but I do find the home team in Game 5 in a 2-2 series is such a high pressure situation. I bet Anaheim tonight just because of that, that factor. And I think from looking at stats, the road teams since 2024 are 7-6 in Game 5s when the series is tied at 2. So it's literally a 50-50. But Sabres fans, I think it's going to be one of those games where you are on the edge of your seat the entire time. Every shot that Montreal takes, you're going to be biting your fingernails. Every shot that Buffalo takes, you're going to be ready to jump up and scream. But that's the beauty of it, right? I've been to so many Game 5s at MSG where the Rangers have disappointed, and there's nothing worse than that feeling. But I do think they got to hold their emotions together in the first 10 minutes, and they cannot get in the box early in that game.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think they're going to have a better showing than they did in Game 2. given game 2 because probably couldn't be worse. And I think they know the game they need to play tonight, given what happened tonight. So appreciate you hopping on, big dog.
Yeah. I love you guys. You know that.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, Johnny. You know I love you.
Later,
These guys like you.
Hey, real quick. We do have a comment in the chat. They want to know if you're going to live up to your bet of getting that tattoo if it does happen.
I always do. I always pay off my bets, so you can ask anybody. I'll be in Buffalo. I'm a little scared. I'll be in Buffalo for the draft. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to be posting where I'm at.
A Lannister always pays his bets. A Lazarus always pays his bets.
You know it. All right, we're good?
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
We're good. Thanks, buddy.
See you, boys.
Just got to switch it to the new, the other.
Not a fan, but nice of him to come on. Nice of him to come on. Lindy Ruff, by the way, shockingly did not agree with the interference call. I just saw his quote.
Shout out.
He strongly disagreed.
Related to that, shout out to Nicholas Taperno with the super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would say that at least 3 of the 7 penalties called tonight were pretty soft. And Lindy has every reason to be upset about it. He really does.
They were soft or egregious, sort of like we said earlier.
I want to get to our interlock.
Here. I got to take Gregory home.
Okay.
Good night, everybody. Go Sabres.
Steve's got to take his nephew home. We're going to wrap things up here very shortly. Thank you again. Hey, if you guys want to check out Steve's podcast, he is the sports. Okay, we're good again. I apologize for that, everybody. I lost you for a second. Let me see. Whenever you take the AirPod out of your ear, it just really like messes with your camera, unfortunately. But I'm going to see if I can switch it back to the other camera because honestly, that one was way better. Yes, it is. Okay, we're good. We're going to kick it back to before we kick it over to In the Locker Room, brought to you by Fatty Beer. I do want to give a shout out again to our sponsors live here at Fatty Beer, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, get on over to Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you over 2 goalies. I'm like, we were here live tonight, live from the Fatty Beer watch party in Lancaster. Rain or shine, we stuck it out. We had a ton of people here, a great time. Cammie Clune was here performing her own originals, covers. She sang both anthems. Was just a great turnout, a great time, and I can't express this more as the Sabres move through Montreal and the rest of this series because I'm pretty confident we're going to move on to the next round. Get down to Fatty Beer, let them know that we sent you over at 2 goalies, 1 mic. Shout out to Impulse Physical Therapy of Western New York. Hey, Western New York. It's time to ditch the physical therapy clinics that treat you like you are just another number and step into a world where you're at the center of your care. Impulse is owned by Buffalo's only board-certified physical therapists. And they use one-on-one science-backed technology like 3D motion analysts and force plates to help you exceed your goals and become the healthiest, strongest version of yourself. So step into come experience the Impulse service today and mention 2 goalies, 1 mic for a, sorry, I keep losing my voice. Make sure you mention the 2 goalie. You're a fan of 2 goalies, 1 mic to get yourself a free, not a free, I'm sorry. I'm carrying over into a different ad read. You get yourself a $77 assessment. It's a $77 assessment from Impulse Physical Therapy of Western New York. Can't express enough. They have a 5-star staff, 5-star facility. If you have a slip and a fall, you get hurt on the field, whatever it might be. Alex Peters and his staff over at Impulse Physical Therapy, they will take care of you. And last, but of course, not least, we have Extreme Discount Mattress. Hey, Western New York, Western New York has the finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds featuring the cool gel memory foam, two-sided mattresses, latex, organic mattresses, Chatham Wells, and of course Scott Living, all for 1/3 to half the supposed sale prices anywhere. So stop in into their 7 locations across Western New York or check out their new website, extrememattress.com. That is Extreme with an X. If you're looking for more savings, check out their new closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga, up to 80% off their already low prices. You can save a fortune on one-of-a-kind closeouts and floor samples. You can get a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. Extreme discount mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. And remember, if you mention that you're a fan of Two Goalies, One Mic, you get yourself a free mattress protector with the purchase of any mattress from Extreme Discount Mattress. One co-host steps out, another one steps in. Before we get to Connors, and we'll kick it over to intern Rob on their final thoughts for the game. I do want to cut to, again, Inside the Locker Room, brought to you by Fatty Beer. You get the comments from both coaches, winning and losing. Oh, wow, we got it right here. Can you bring up Brian Cozy? I think Cozy usually gets all the comments. Look at this guy. He's doing his job. He's prepped. He was prepped. How often do me and Hurls come in here prepped? Not that often, but intern Rob here with the Inside the Locker Room comments. Okay. Blocked shots actually tonight, for those who are wondering. 27 from Buffalo, 6 total from Montreal. Samuelson had 6. Timmins had 5. Dahlin with 4. Lindy Ruff on Matthias Samuelson. He's a beast. Says he was great down low. Says the PK work, his stick work was great. Real good night for him. Ruff says UPL has worked extremely hard knowing his chance was going to come. Says he's been happy for Lions. It's all about winning. Ruff says the desperation on block shots was excellent. The last 10 minutes, I think we gave up one chance. Ruff says they were some light calls out there, but says there were self-inflicted calls. Says they have to have discipline. We didn't pass the discipline test. Says they talked this exact thing yesterday quite a bit. Ruff says the goal review, I disagree with it. Says Dobis is always swinging his stick and initiates the contact. He thought the call was going to go their way. Ruff on Costa Hellenis. I thought he played an excellent game from start to finish. Says he skated hard, competed well. He played a heck of a game. UPL, it's great. I'm happy to get the win tonight at this time of the year. As long as we win, that's all that matters. Says Lyon has been playing great too. UPL says a big step this year from the team was how to play in one goal games. Says it's always easy to take that mentality to the playoffs. UPL says it wasn't the start he wanted, but he feels good to stick with it and made some key saves to start the second. And that's when he got more comfortable within the game. Benson on UPL. He's a dog. He had all the confidence in the world. We had all the confidence in the world with him. He made so many saves in key moments. He's the biggest reason we are walking out of here with a win. UPL says it was a good fight. They stuck with the game plan and the power play came through, but so great to see the guys put their body on the line with all the block shots. UPL says it was a 50-50 challenge on the disallowed goal by Quinn. Says you can't get too high or too low. They stuck with it and did a good job tonight. Benson says they made Dobis' job a little harder tonight. More traffic, more guys are on the net. Benson says it was a heck of a slip pass from Doan, and he just finished it with the game-winning goal. Says they had a plan going out there, thought they executed it well. And that was from Inside the Locker Room, brought to you again by Fatty Beer Company, Western York's premier market and tap room. Hurls, we'll start with your final thoughts, then we'll cut it to Rob, and then I'll give mine.
Zach Benson.
Zach Benson, that's it? Those are your final thoughts?
No, I just saw the video of him getting the belt in the locker room from Greenway. He was the one that gave it to Greenway, so I thought that was pretty cool. I think it's awesome that on his 21st birthday, I think people forget how young Zach Benson is and how quickly he came into the league as an 18-year-old, 13th overall pick. He technically fell to Buffalo, and he never played in the AHL, only played in the WHL leading up to the NHL. He is a remarkable hockey player. He's so good at both ends of the ice. I wonder where Mauricio is tonight. Shout out Zach Benson. Happy birthday, Zach Benson. 2 other shout outs. Consta Hellenus in his first NHL playoff game in the most aggressive NHL playoff environment. Paul Hamilton told me on Twitter yesterday that he wouldn't be ready for it.
I saw that.
Shout out Paul Hamilton. Konsta Helenus was ready for it tonight. He should have had 2 goals if it weren't for 2 Jakub Dobic's really, really good saves. I think his expected goals tonight were 1.6 to like 0.2 or something. The dude was all over the place, and he didn't look out of place whatsoever. And the last thing I'll say is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. And for those at ESPN, if you're listening, maybe you're not, and if someone isn't, send it to him. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. It's not hard. It is not hard. And for anyone that doubted him going into this game, he is a tried and true battler, and he has been his entire career. Yes, he's had some ups and downs, but that comes with the territory of playing goalie in the NHL. His ceiling is as high as top 10 goalies, in my opinion, in the NHL, as I said earlier in the season, and he played like it tonight. Those 2 chances in the second period where he went cross crease against Cole Caulfield, he was unbelievably good, and he kept his team in the game and helped the Sabres win the game. I expect to see him on Thursday night in Game 6, and it doesn't necessarily mean we won't see Alex Lyon for the rest of the playoffs, but for this current moment, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is the starter of the Buffalo Sabres, and people need to give him his credit. I'll end there.
So you think they go back to UPL for Game 5?
Absolutely. You have to.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think that could go either way, but I can see where you're coming from for sure. UPL did play very strong tonight. It was the biggest reason they won. I could definitely see. I could also see them going back to Lyon just because, part of the reason why, or one of the reasons I was giving him a rest, which you gave him tonight. But yeah, I think you're right. They probably do go back to UPL for Game 5.
And I think it's just the way it's gone all year, right? Like in the playoffs, you're not necessarily going to rotate in the same way as you did in the regular season. But I think the reason they did it tonight is because the rotation worked so well all season long. I think that Lindy did a really good job of defending Alex Lyon for games 2 and 3 in that it was not his fault. And even him reading the lineup tonight, someone made a comment earlier. I think that was a subtle nod that like, hey, we love you. You are an important member of this team. That wasn't on you, but we're going to go back to the guy that helped us get into the playoffs final 2 months of the season. I think that Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has every single, and we've said this for years, every single tool to be one of the best goalies in the league. We've known that he was a prospect, right? And we haven't always gotten the consistency. But when he's at his best, when he's at his ceiling, I do believe he's a top 10 to 15 goalie in the league. And I've said that for a long time. And I think he played like that tonight.
I just hope, again, I tend to agree with you, but I just hope like the consistency thing is always going to be a thing until it isn't with him.
100%. But all you can do is play each game, right? All you can 100%. Do is play each game.
He can't be a rotational goalie your entire career.
Of course
take
not.
The reins and go.
And as me as a beer league goalie, me as a college goalie, anyone that's played any level as a goalie, guess what? You're only as good as your last game. You are only as good as your last game. No matter how well Luukkonen played tonight, he's only as good as he was tonight. He's going to have to prove it on Thursday in Buffalo, but in my opinion, I think he gives the Sabres the best chance to win.
I mean, you could be right. I think both goaltenders give them just an equally good chance, just given the way Lyon played, when he took the net too. So I'll kick it over to Rob with his final thoughts, and I'll give mine.
Final thoughts. UPL stood on his head in the third. I thought he was absolutely spectacular down the stretch. Early on,
oh, here we are. I'll take over. We're good.
I'll just say what I said. UPL down the stretch stood on his head that entire second half of the third period. So many spectacular saves. Canadians were just nailing him left and right. Early on, stood tall throughout that first period. I thought it was really ballsy of Lindsay to start, or of Lindy to start UPL today. I mean, Lyon had played awesome up until this point, but that change really ignited this team. I will say though, I need more from Byram. I really do. I think his last
Tough
three
night.
games have been not great. Today
Tough.
was really bad. That was a low point for him down the stretch. And honestly, the team just needs to clean it up. I know it's the playoffs. I know these guys play hard, but we can't be high sticking 3-4 times a game, guys. So that's all I got to say. Go Sabres.
Love that from
Go
intern
Bears.
Rob. And my final thoughts are this. Obviously, special teams are so imperative in playoffs. You kind of somewhat have gotten more out of your power play. I would still love to see more consistency from game to game. And it's easier said than done. Penalty kill. I mean, that's a very, very dangerous power play in Montreal. Yeah, Cole Caulfield, Suzuki, Hudson, Dobson. That's a tough power play, especially. But when you take that many penalties, some of which were self-inflicted. We talked about the soft calls earlier, but you just got to find a way to be more disciplined. Like Lindy said, stay out of the box. The refs are going to call what they're going to call. And whether you agree with it or not, you're not putting yourself in a better position arguing it or throwing your hands in the air or whatever it might be. So just control what you can control. Have better control of your stick. A lot of high sticks out there tonight. Zach Benson, in my opinion, has been easily their best forward throughout the playoffs, hands down. Him and Josh Doan. And we really haven't seen the peak of Tage Thompson and Rasmus Dahlin and Alex Tuck in this series. So once those guys get going, watch out. Hopefully we get that in game 5. In terms of the goaltending, I mean, I agree with you. It'll probably be UPL, but I am very confident in both my goalies. So if they were to say that they're going right back to Alex Lyon after giving him some time off, I'd be fine with that too, because I have all the confidence in the world in both of my goaltenders. And how cool is that to say here in 2026 after not having any confidence in your goalies since Ryan Miller? So shout out to the goalies. Shout out to now legal to drink in the United States of America, Zach Benson, War Benson, War Lindy for making the right decisions, the gutsy decisions tonight to get a win in game 4. War, I'm doing a little Jim Rome bit here. War Costa Helenas making his playoff debut and having such a good showing, and I wore him being in the lineup next game. And honestly, wore Luke Shen, and he was only played 7 minutes and some odd seconds, but you didn't notice him out there, which was a great thing. And wore the Buffalo Sabres. If you guys have enjoyed this podcast, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your audio-only podcasts. If you're watching along on Twitter, you can find myself at Duane S39. You can find my co-host Connor Hurley at Hurls13. You can find us at 2 Goalies 1 Mike. If you're watching on YouTube, I see most of you are, or we're on Facebook as well, as I see some of you commenting on Facebook. But as many of you are watching on YouTube, please, if you haven't already, turn your notifications on, hit the little bell icon, subscribe, and smash the like button on this video. We really appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys. What is that? Next game is Thursday? Thursday. We'll see you for game 5 on Thursday. For intern Rob, for Connor Hurley, for Steve Bennett, for the Beer Saber, for the Buffalo Sabres. Let's go, Sabres. We'll talk to you guys Thursday night.